Greetings and welcome back. This is the second video in the maintenance series, and for those of y'all who are just interested in seeing the end of it, go ahead and skip to the end of the video. You can just go to the chapters and do like the afterthoughts. I've gotten the village up to the point where we have all of the needs and we're taking care of them, and I've looked through and I've decided on what are the best fits for me in the way that I play, so that you can see if that's a good fit for y'all. Otherwise, if you want to see the piece by piece of it, I skip around from day to day as we go from different steps in maintaining villager needs. Greetings and welcome back. This is now part 2 in this, and maintenance has changed, so I figure I'll always give and start on updates for maintenance. So this is what happened recently. I added one more person. Now with one more person, 13 that is, we ended up with health needs that I didn't anticipate, and it's already the afternoon of the first day of summer, and I'm already way behind on everything. But it's because I'm trying to get so much done. It's what it is. I don't have security yet, which is going to be a thing I better get ready for. I also have some quests to turn in, and we'll go from there. Alright, Toshichi, where are we at? Alright, we built the bridge, everyone's happy, that's good to go. And thanks, buddy. Now the Onibaba thing. We're not going to do that till later, because we're going to allow ourselves to actually have a good flyby this time. Alrighty, and I've got a ton of houses to build, so at this point, that's exactly where we're at. Now, I am noticing that, of all the things I have going on, I am the most concerned with the fact that I do not produce anything like I want, or would. It's just not at the level I want it to be. So, we are going to... It is time to have 2 woodcutters' huts. There's just no way around this. I want a substantial population of lumber for the start of the game. I can always tear it down later. The fruit planks, they're a big deal. Ooh, I should have unchecked that. I thought I did. Yeah. So that is definitely a thing we want to have unchecked. Ooh boy, don't want to lose stuff there. Health, I allowed everything, and what I found was I've got the sickness medicine is at 30. The burn ointment is cheap. It only costs 30 per, and that's nothing compared to how much money I'm making on everything else, so I wasn't too worried about that. So I ended up just getting the burn ointment and using that. I'm gonna make some iron axes and see what we can do about that. And again, big thing, if you didn't already put your dynasty storages in a spot where you can get at them, make sure you do. It's just, it'll change your quality of life in an instant. But when you go from stone axes to iron axes, I mean, you go up quite a bit. That was 12, that's 16. This is 8. This is gonna go up to 16. I mean, it's a big deal. The technology is a huge contributor. Now, I don't find it useful for the character because it means one less swing, and honestly, I could care less about doing one less swing. I would rather that my workers get this. I won't be switching the axes I use until I get to steel or masterwork steel, honestly. Just because making stone axes is way too easy, and it costs nothing, and all the stuff I need to get to build them are right here on the ground. And it's not like it changes the quality of the stuff I get when I swing it down with an axe. But better quality or not, it is time for us to go out and finish a quest line. I'm gonna go to Segi and finish up that quest. Alright, every time I've done this quest, I've always helped this guy out. I think for the first time, I'm not gonna help this guy. Alrighty, spy. I think you're telling the truth. I will leave you be, they won't disappear. Oh. Okay, well, never mind. Apparently, I'm definitely gonna help this guy out. So, oops. And here I thought there was actually going to be a different option. Well, never mind then. We'll just go ahead and finish this quest up and get this guy angry at us. Let's see here. We'll head back in, and there's a little spot here in Segi that if you want to gather some logs and you don't feel like chopping trees, actually, my big tip would be, if you want to chop trees, come to Segi. There's a lot of trees here. Go crazy with them. Who cares? There's tons of them. There'll be plenty more to grow back later, and you probably won't find yourself here too often. But I do find myself over here, and I end up digging up all these stumps just because, I mean, yeah, it looks good having the stumps there because it looks like they're working here, but also digging up a stump is fast and gets you a log. Why not? Alright, and at 18, we have now taken on our next level of maintenance, and this one will actually require a little effort from us, I believe, because now we get to deal with security, and this is where jobs come in, so let's get into that. I built the guard tower, and I assigned a worker, and I assigned it with the wooden yari, just to see, because originally I had the iron knife or the steel knife, and it's... Ooh, okay, so if he's got a knife on him, it's 320, 312. We'll go for that. So let's check our needs. That's so silly. I'm gonna need more meals. Heating is, of course, low as always. Health is low. Security is good to go. +8. Maintenance. Ooh, we're getting crushed by maintenance. Right now at 18, as you heard, it was already the next step up. So I'm trying to go quick, but also I'm trying to make sure that I actually do a good job of keeping our people happy at the same time. So I'm trying not to outpace my advancement in anticipation of the future when happiness actually matters and it increases productivity. I am curious if our productivity has increased yet. Oh, nice. I didn't know you could jump straight to the roof. Let's do this. That was an interesting series of keystrokes. Alright, and I'll get all that stuff in there. Now, we should be just about to do our daily thing. Heating is gold, health is not. Food I can cure real fast. So now that I have the kitchen done, by the way, here's the kitchen. I'm going to assign myself a worker. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it so that we don't have to deal with this. Because now I know we have all these things sitting around, and I know that they can make this. I do wish that in the future they'll fix this part where you have to recheck it, because that's kind of annoying. It's just kind of obnoxious. Meals are at plus 600, meaning that we're producing 1600 and consume that. We will net gain. That's good news. Beverages are good, heating is good, health is not. So now I need to figure out how to get some health items. It looks like really the easy one for me is going to be this. Tea leaves and herbs, but I need bamboo bottles. That's unfortunate. We'll need us some bamboo. So I'm going to gather up bamboo, hopefully, before the turn of the season up here. And then afterwards, I'm going to just make those medicines. I'll take any herbs that I've got, which is to say I've got wasabi coming out my ears. Also garlic, and we'll do that. And we'll wrap this up. Okay, well, we missed the mark for the day. I went up and gathered bamboo, and now I'm making my bottles, but I did miss the mark for the day for this one, so my happiness, I believe, is still rising, but we'll have to see where it's at with that. I just have to double check. Since, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see this. So average happiness is now saying it's down. Happy decreased by 4.02. Let's see what our population is saying. I mean, they're saying they're happy, though. Okay, so I guess being that we met most of their needs, we are considered happy and we're good to go. Alright, that being the case, I'm going to go ahead and just make these things while we're at it. Oh, so the warming drink is nothing. Sells okay, though, so that's alright. I might sell that. I'm going to probably make those to sell. It's pretty easy. I mean, considering it's just an herb, that'll go well. Alright, energy drink it is. We're going to get them all Rockstar. We'll get them all rocked up on Rockstar and Red Bull here. Alright, here we go. As you will see, we have the furnace now here so that we can get things going with steel, because I am tired of breaking all of my tools. Honestly, I say that it's not a big deal making all the stone tools, but I'm sure you're in the same boat as me where you're like, I'm just tired of breaking tools. I want to be done doing this now. Alright, and my next goal here is to start building better seed bags so we can get more of that farming going, and then more villagers, of course, and finishing one more house so we can have 4 more people. Alright, now I needed iron, and I decided I would go to this cave here because I remember this cave being really good, and hey, I'm in Segi and I'm hunting things, why not? So here's the cave, by the way, for reference if you need it, and oh my goodness, is it a good cave. That's the iron I came out with. That's 250, 250-ish, I can't remember exactly how much I ended up with, but over 250, and not a long time period and easy to access. So that should set us pretty well for a good while in the village. The unfortunate thing is that I did all of this without having any food on me and just kind of went with it. So characters running low on health from the boar hunting, and we're almost dead. But hey, tell you what, that'll raise it a little bit longer. There we go. Now we can get back. And then we can get some food to our guy and slowly but surely regenerate health. With all this iron, I think that we're going to be more than set. I, of course, haven't built the charcoal kiln, so let's get on that, because the charcoal kiln is rather a big deal. And it does help out with a lot of our needs for... Oops, that was silly. It helps out with the needs for steel. So when I think about the charcoal kiln, it's definitely one of the village structures I want to have, and it's just better off as an external thing, not a inside your smithy thing, at least for me. I just don't want it to waste space inside my smithy. So many ways of the craftsman. And now, of course, we have competition for firewood, so now we're going to have to do something about that. So let's get that going. We can always make more charcoal. Or, I'm sorry, more firewood any old time. Alright, and here we are. Now I had to build a new cooking pot location. I had to build the sunken cooking hearth pot workplace before I could unlock the big cooking workplace, which you probably already know. In case you didn't, you do have to do that. And then unfortunately in the kitchen, that means you don't have a space just to do this. Well, I just built another one. You can apparently have two, so now the kitchen has 2 workstations, so woo! Not bad. I am starting to feel like we're getting somewhere with this, and we have chiseled stone finally unlocked and people producing it. The worker who I had making it didn't seem to produce any, or it's not showing up in locations, so I'm gonna have to look into that one, because that should have worked. I was very confident that I had a job set up for that one, as you can see, and I was very confident that I at least dropped some stones in there, but who knows, maybe I totally forgot to drop stones in there. It's always possible. And then we have that person who's always hiding behind there, trying to scare everyone. That's all fun and games. And at this point, I think we cannot make master... Oh, we can make masterwork. I really wish, and I'm hoping in the future that they do this, that they allow you to put a Tatara outside of the building, since, you know, you look at Iwasaki and they definitely have Tatara sitting out in the main area. It could also be silly and just put it in the entryway. It seems horrible. If it fit here vertically, I'd be all about it, but I don't believe they allow it to fit that way. I'll have to double check. And I don't want to lose all my progress, so I probably won't move it. As far as where we're at, we're still here. Maintenance-wise, we're in a good spot. I think heating-wise, we'll be able to make it through that shortly. I might have more workers. Our inventory for wood is not where I want it to be, and everything's pretty disorganized, so I think it's about time to reorganize this place. There we are. No, we're in a good spot here. This is good. So we should have enough logs being produced that we can now start assigning a worker to firewood, and also start considering how heating works with charcoal. Charcoal is 10 per. Interesting. And firewood, I have 44. It's only 5 per. So charcoal is better. That's interesting to note. But is charcoal 1 to 1? Ooh, charcoal is 2 to 1. Interesting. That being the case, if charcoal is better, now that we have that data point, and that was something I was wondering about. I hadn't had a chance to actually compare that just yet. I was too busy just trying to get us up to speed. So that being the case, if this is going to be the way to go, then it's the way to go. So firewood was great for the start of the game. Now I want it all about the charcoal. So that's it. We're going to heat using charcoal. That's going to make things way more efficient, since charcoal is very easy to produce, and I can always assign a worker to charcoal. That way I can always assign a worker to the charcoal kiln. Okay. Alright, now here we are nearing the end of the next day. Just as an update as where we're at here, the meals are at good to go, and this is all just cooked rice, honestly. That's really all that's happening here is cooked rice. The next thing is the beverages, and then we obviously have all the bevies set up, and we are producing only 400, but I have way big on reserves. This is only using charcoal at this point in time, since charcoal is much more valuable as a resource, and as long as I keep up with it, I'm good to go. Health, again, I bought the cheapest thing and did the cheapest recipe, which was the energy drink, right? And now security, I have that job up there, and obviously the tool that they're using is great because I had it on hand, but we can definitely do better. And maintenance, I'm doing just wooden planks. I could have decided to do, I'm sorry, when I say wooden planks, I mean that the fruit planks here, right? And that's taking care of a lot of needs, and it's pretty consistently easy to get at. I'm going to end up using chiseled stone for a while, so I don't want to take from it just yet, but I am also making a system where my people can kind of inject more stone into our system, right? Like, there is a supply chain involved in this. We are not on spirituality just yet, and I'm going to hope that that is all about jobs, and I'm going to get that going. And that is right here. I built shrines. I did a small NRA shrine so I could unlock the medium NRA shrine, and that's the large NRA shrine. And they take premium deciduous logs, so go figure, I'm actually all about getting those now. And as a quick addition, I discovered that this is a really handy little tip if you find yourself building in different locations in your building and you're tired of running back and forth. I built myself a shed, which costs a lot of bamboo and a lot of other resources, but it's not much when you consider it. It is really handy because you can put any of your dynasty storages here. And now check it out. I'm sitting here and I'm about to build a new fishing hut, and now I don't have to run back and forth constantly just so that I can gather resources. So I found this to be a very helpful thing indeed. Now that I am kind of stuck, I find myself running way too often, running back and forth just to get planks or logs or something like that. So I hope that is a helpful thing as well. Now that I'm done building this particular structure, I also decided I was going to load it up. So this place can handle 3 workstations. I could have gotten a 4th one right here if I really wanted. But at this point, I feel like I'm being excessive. I've got to find a way to expand the amount of options for working, since I'm about to just make this population explode. We're at 22 right now, and still no spiritual just yet. So I'm going to go gather some more peoples. And I'm going to also I'm also doing a little bit of automation in here. In other words, I want to get some structures in place here that are going to automate a lot of my process. And since I'm about to start building around here, I want my little builder's hut thing here. Now, I mean, I have access right here, but whatever. As summer draws to a close, I've gotten all my needs set up. I discovered that burn ointment is really handy since it's only lotus root and water, and it doesn't count as a container yet, so you don't have to have the stone vessel to actually put it in just yet. So that's kind of a cheesy way to get through it, but it works. And obviously charcoal, 100% the way to go. Bevies, 1 bucket of water was a huge amount of benefit here. Oh, you know what I should have done? Did I ever plant a tea? Did I ever do a land field with tea in it? Oh no. Oh dear. Oh, and that's the end of the day. Well, shoot. I never did get tea, so now I'm going to have to go. That's going to be a I buy it thing. Well, anyway. So here we are. Now you can see that some new tool needs have shown up. Which is to say, my bag for canola is broken already. That didn't last long. The leek bag and the rice bag. So what I'm seeing is that the hardest thing to maintain right now is fields. Because the bags just break so fast, and that's a lot of leather to keep up with. Unfortunately, that means a lot of leather that you have to keep gathering too. So with a steel knife, I'm only getting 7 fur too. That's unfortunate. So that's the one thing that looks to be kind of a little bit of a frustrating point, is that it's definitely going to be more efficient if you as the main character go hunting for fur, as long as you're comfortable with it. That seems to be the easiest way to go. This is way too slow. I mean, I'm making meat like it's going out of style. Meals are bonkers. It's just out of control. And it's just cooked rice. My people eat cooked rice, and that's it. Maintenance, too easy. It's just fruit. And at this point, I now have 3 workstations for wood. And the goal with that is to have 2 producers, 1 refiner. In other words, I'm going to have a chain here where my first 2 huts are making the logs, and my last hut is processing the logs into what we need, which is to say fruit planks. Now I will say, when I do my jobs here, just as a suggestion, you're going to end up needing deciduous logs for these shrines. My suggestion is that you do not bother getting premium deciduous logs, because if you get paper logs, they count as premium deciduous logs. So in other words, just get paper logs, take the bark off of them as the main character or as a worker, and you're left with premium deciduous debarked logs. So saves you a trip, and you don't have to waste your time with an extra log that doesn't really do anything for you. I added a bunch of extra workstations for woodcutters' huts or foragers' huts because, well, why not? Might as well. I've got tons of workers with nothing to do. 2 guard towers, and I've discovered that with the guard towers, I really think the Omiyari is the way to go. For 312, which is a little less than the best Yari, which is to say the, where's our, oh, I don't have it out. I have it in my inventory. The, these guy right here, the Chumonji, I probably totally botched that. But this is way more expensive, and it takes more steel, and it doesn't really give you, it gives you 310. Who cares, right? That's no better. And yeah, steel knife gives you a little better, but nah. And you can tell, I got to the point where I can make masterwork, so I'm done. I gave myself a masterwork tool of each. I won't have to build them again. I don't have a masterwork comma yet, but I mean, these things don't break down that fast. And now I'm chopping things down, and I'm not even worried about that axe breaking down. As far as buildings are concerned, I've got the capacity for way more people. I added our new house here. I like the straw roof. I think it looks cool, and we'll probably update the rest of them. I have better beds in here, and I'm going to switch some of my workers who I think are... Where am I joyed? Okay, this person is who I want, because this person's overjoyed. And you as well. Let's put you in a new spot. You don't have to sleep. You don't have to sleep in that workstation you don't even work at anymore, buddy. What? Oh, that's funny. Where's my other guy? I had another one who I knew. So Yuri, what? You're not overjoyed yet? You gotta be kidding me, man. You've been here forever. Anyway, we'll get him in a nice place because I watched his production. And then the goal here is to watch these people, this fishermen in the workplace. Let's manage their job. They're still producing 16 and 10. That's Akko. And Akko is my happiest person. Yeah, the next step is going to be watching what happens in the farming areas. But I'm fairly confident that happiness is implemented in the sense that you can tell that people's happiness increases or decreases. However, I do not think happiness at this point is actually implemented in the sense that it changes production. So that is a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. With that, we only have one more thing to go, and that's spirituality. Just for fun, I'm going to add one of these stone pathways. Now, I've looked at the chiseled stone, and I only ever so slightly like it, because it has to be oriented east, northeast, southwest in order to be accurate. Otherwise, the stones look funny. So, oh, you, sir. And I can't get rid of this guy. It just... that's one of the problems with building in Sasogi, is that you end up with these people who don't actually go anywhere. And you can't get rid of them. Okay, we're gonna do that, and then oh no! Oh darn it! Missed it by just that much. Okay, cool. Latched on. Oh my peoples, why are you always walking through my stuff? And then let's get over here and let's see. Are you gonna let me build on there? Yes, you are. You darn right you are. And then we'll go around here. The goal here is I want to make kind of like a wrapping around walkway for the peoples. Okay. And then we would ultimately want this to go into the shrine, of course. That was really the ultimate goal here. And I do love that I have a person trapped in here. Oh, I say that and then they escaped. How dare you? Oh no, she's still trapped. Yep. So, this person, entertainingly enough, she's been trapped in this building the whole time. I have moved this building since I placed it, and she travels with it. So she's a feature. And, yeah, well, that's fine. You go ahead and be a feature. Alright. Now, if only I could get that person to vanish. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere, getting some paths down, making this place look livable. Dude. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Alright. I say we need a tatami gate, don't we? Did I say that wrong? Torii gate. Sure did. Sure did. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You have to build the Jizo statues or shrines? Oh. Dang it. I guess I chose the wrong goddess to worship. I had to turn it back on just for this. I love the rays coming through there. I love what they've done with the lighting effects. That's awesome. Feels like the moon is actually shining through there and giving a nice little bathing glow to this area. Very cool. Very much like that. Nice. New season, and as usual at the start of the season, the thing I always do is I go through and I buy all of the paper lamps I can from the exotic goods trader, because I don't know if I can do it with my facilities yet, and I'm certainly not going to miss out on that. And I bought a bunch of tea because I want those tea leaves, and I also go and double check to see if I have refugees in all these areas. I've already hired on all the ones I could from Maritani. This person is just chilling here. Totally dissed one of them. I selected the wrong responses twice in a row with the whole like, oh, that's terrible. It's sorry to hear that. And then moved on. Oops, poor person. We took her on. She's with the village now. Just misclicked. And then let's see here. I've already done Segi. I have not done Iwasaki. And then what I do is I just go through and just start the season out. Get as many people as I can. We're going to be at an excessive amount of workers in no time. As a matter of fact, here it is. Iwasaki is going to have my teleporting peoples. Iwasaki is going to be my last collection of people I need. I finished building most of the Jizo statues. Oh dear. Teleporting people. And we will get ourselves to spirituality needs. Yeah. Sorry, that guy's stepping on you. Go live in a village with him. I'm sure you'll love it. He'll step on you other two, I'm sure. Alrighty, we'll just take everybody. We take you all. We take them all. Alrighty. What was the thing I needed? I needed some more logs. So the only thing left back in the village is I need logs to finish building the last Jizo. I wonder if I'm saying that right. Anyway, the last statue. And by the way, if you're wondering how I'm doing all of the things, if you're wondering like, man, how do you have all this money? This is a solution that somebody else has mentioned in the comments before. And we've talked about too, which is that with these fishing jobs, it's really worth it. Get the seashells. Like one of my fishing jobs right there. Oops, nope, wrong one. Is it you? Nope. There it is. This is all seashells. So I'm getting 40 seashells from this person per season. Cool. That's all I need. That's really plenty of money, honestly. Okay, let's get you in the big house. Nice. That should be 30. We are at spirituality. Nope, 29 it says. Apparently I can't math. Anyway. Does that not count me, perhaps? Because didn't it just say I had out of 30? Well, anyway, yeah, because 30 out of 35. I have 30 people. Unless it's showing me in advance of this person showing up. Alright, well, let's just assign our people, and then let's make things happen. Because we should have plenty of things to do. Also, we don't have enough jobs for all these poor people. Anyway, that's the problem. We'll get there. I have lots of guards. I have plenty of wells that I can have people work in. Here she goes. Let's take care of that, because I don't necessarily want to watch our water needs fall. And I believe... there we go. I want to have a monk, but I want them to be at... Where's our Inari? There we go. Let's do our large Inari. So that would be 375, and then let's try you at the medium and see where we're at with that one. 250, okay. So it's going to be 125, 250, and then 375. So let's see how that does for our needs. Yeah, we're way over it, of course, because why not? Okay, good to go. Then, with that being the case, we stripped ourselves of all those needs. And maintenance is low. Okay. Look at that. And it's giving me this yellow, or, sorry, maybe that's orange. Maybe that's yellowish orange. Whatever you see, that color arrow is indicating that I'm not producing enough to deal with the beverages, but I have the resources for it. The red says you aren't producing and you don't have enough. And then there's no exclamation for green, obviously, so we're good to go. Alrighty. Yeah, population 32. I don't think I count in the population. Anyhow, I believe we have now figured out exactly how we deal with security, how we figured out how we deal with all of the things. Here, this guy. Let's get this person in charge of our last guard tower. And there it is, the Omiari, which honestly I think is the way to go. So, security, we still need one more. Okay, well, I could give them a knife, a steel knife, and they'd be better. Or I could build another guard tower, and honestly, I'll just build another guard tower because then I can get 312. And that'll take care of that. Alright, now we have the final piece of the puzzle, which is luxury. And luxury was unlocked for me at 35. And I also wanted to point this out, which you probably already saw, and you probably already know about, but if you don't, here's a really nice mine. And it's just in Injuro. And you can easily fast travel here, and it is an extensive mine, which is awesome. So, by all means, grab your steel pickaxe to get rid of the rock in the way, and then travel to Injuro and mine away. With that, let's look into some of the luxury goods. With our last one of luxury, it is a lot easier than I expected. I did a little looking and quickly realized how simple it was, so you may have already figured this out, and if so, awesome. If not, well, it's pretty basic. Straw hats are simple. I mean, you make them with 10 straw, and it's 90 of your maintenance, and that really doesn't cost you a lot. That's pretty good, pretty effective. I found that if I build this new hat, which is expensive, the Agurugasa hat? Agurugasa hat? I'm gonna mess up that pronunciation. If I build this hat, it costs me the equivalent of 20 straw. Now it costs a lot to unlock it, but then again, I'm selling seashells. 15 straw and 1 rope is the equivalent of 20 straw, because 1 rope is 5 straw. And it sells for a good amount. 500, I mean, that's absurd for a hat, so that's awesome, considering it's only 20 straw, and I've basically got a forager's hut making grass, and I've got people in the drying rack making straw. I've got straw to spare, and I could have way more straw to spare if I wanted. This hat is not as great. It costs you equivalent of 5 more straw than the straw hat, and it doesn't give you as much luxury, so it's certainly not worth the time. So to me, those are the wins, and I'm going to start making these hats as the things I sell, because I've got plenty of straw, so why not? With that, we've now taken care of all the needs. You'll see that luxury is through the roof, which is great. Heating is now no problem because I have people producing constant amounts of charcoal, which is definitely the go-to. With that, let's do the final thoughts and wrap this up. So thank you for being a part of this, and if you skipped to this point, yo, great, good, glad to see you here. Meals, I found that cooked rice, honestly, that's it. And then some of the excellent meals that you may have seen in the video I did about farming are great ways to go. Beverages, it's water, and it's way too easy to get it. I end up just dropping buckets into the well and then leaving them go and coming back way later and having workers on it, and it's great. It's super easy. Heating, charcoal is no question. Charcoal is worth twice as much in heating, and when you use firewood to make charcoal, you get twice as much charcoal as you put in for firewood. I find myself doing the work for this one in the sense that I just chop up the firewood, and I have 3 kilns sitting here, and I just drop in charcoal, or drop in the firewood when I have a moment, and I come back and collect the charcoal when I'm ready. And then I drop some of that charcoal, of course, into the 2 Tataras that I have in this area now. I had to make this look a little different just so I could fit them. And then, of course, health I'm finding is, I don't know, this one I'm still working through, but honestly, I think the healing, the burn cream, the one with the lotus root and water, that's really just fine, because lotus root costs you nothing, it's easy to get, and it's lotus root and water, and you don't even have to pay for a container. So easy. Maintenance, it's definitely fruit logs. When I did the math, I did a comparison, because the chiseled stone I still like, and you can produce a ton of stone, and I also kind of decided to get a little cheeky with my mining post and make way too many mining stations, because you can change the rotation on them and it doesn't tell you you're wrong. So I made all these extra mining workplaces, but it doesn't matter. The chiseled stone is not worth it. The better is to just go with maintenance, go with fruit planks. And so what I have is I have a person doing fruit planks here from the fruit logs that we're making. But in all reality, I'll probably be the one who does most of the fruit plank making, just because it doesn't take that long, and it's a thing I can have my character do and I can step away from. And let's see here. Lastly, security was just, I built tons of towers. I just kept building towers, and the best item for it is the Oniyari. It's the cheapest, most effective to make, simplest to get at. So this one, it doesn't cost you as much as the better version, which is this Yari, which I definitely carry with me, but it is good enough, honestly. It's close enough that it doesn't matter, and it's not actually 160. When you equip it to a worker, it's much better, and it's definitely solved through workers. And then, of course, spirituality is just build shrines. You can build as many as you want, and luxury, obviously, I'm making straw hats, and that's taking care of it. With that, that is it. That is everything to do with maintenance. Thanks for being a part of this. I'm going to continue decorating this village and just playing it a bit because I've enjoyed it. Thanks for being here, and as always, look forward to seeing you next time around, and I hope you are enjoying your game now that the Steam sale is done. Hopefully you were able to pick it up and you've had some fun with it. They'll keep improving things over time. I know the next big thing is to change character modeling so that they can actually have a customizable character. So you can have a female lead or a male lead that you change the features on for either one.